Hey everyone, welcome back to another production meeting where we cover news, reviews, and stuff like that. Everyone's here. How's it going, guys?
I like how that rhymed, man. We covered news and reviews, man.
Reviews and news and news.
News and reviews.
I'm doing okay. What did I watch? I watched the homework, played some more Phoenix Rising. That's all I play anymore because I work now. That's a thing again. And Matt and I watched the Mugen train of is it Mugen or is it Mugen?
I don't know. I think Mugen.
The Demon Slayer movie. That's what we watched.
The Mugen train.
And then
Muggle train?
Muggle train. I thought that was Hermione in the corner. No, and so we watched that. I don't know about Matt's overall thoughts, but I thought it was all right. You know, if you're a Demon Slayer fan, this is, pretty much, verbatim the show, just in an hour and 40-minute block. So yeah,
I feel that full game gave Mortal Kombat a run for its money this weekend.
Oh, it was definitely better in quality. Like I would easily watch this like multiple times before watching Mortal Kombat again.
I have blown my nose and it would be better quality than Mortal Kombat.
Aww. Mortal Kombat.
For an anime release, what, 28 plus $29 million?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's incredible.
Well, they've got a formula. I mean, it worked with when they did Dragon Ball, and then it worked when they did My Hero, and now it's working with this one. So there's apparently a huge audience for these features.
I'm biased, man. I love Dragon Ball Broly. Like, I could not own that movie soon enough. And then My Hero was the same way. Yeah, you're exactly right. They have a formula where I think most of the first half of the movie is like entirely story. It's just like, they're just setting you up. And then the entire second half is just completely all action. Like there's just fists flying, there's powers being used, there's all kinds of stuff. And this is no exception.
And then the last act, everyone just cries.
That's specific to this one.
Just straight up crying.
Yeah.
You want to leave on a happy note? Nope. We cry in the entire last 15 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, I was like, do I like this as much as the others? No, but is it a good addition to the Funimation? What's the other thing that I forget what's in the association, but it's good. I'm gonna own it when it comes out. But it wasn't like, I don't know. I think because this one was much more slower than I'd expect it would be in the first half. So I'll still own it.
Yeah, I didn't really do much either this week. I watched that Demon Slayer, did the homework, and played Overwatch, and that's literally it. So, because work is also a thing for me now too.
Yay.
I watched a whole lot. I'm not going to list it off. The notable ones, some Oscar-related movies, some Mortal Kombat-related movies, which we're just rewatching the first and second original Mortal Kombats. A decent film, and of course the best sequel of all time ever made. No,
that's sarcasm for anybody that's not seeing us.
That movie's I don't know. That movie's bad. Watched the homework, and then I sat down and watched Dying Fruit just slowly rot for 3.5 hours. Sunday night.
Sounds like a manga.
Oh man, I totally love that manga, Dying Slowly Fruit.
Fruit dying slowly.
I couldn't think of one fast enough. I have all these thoughts ready for it, and I was like, oh, gotta think of an analogy. Food analogy. Fruit. I watched paint dry for 3.5 hours. That would have been better.
Yeah, probably.
Who needs to watch the Oscars when we can just have Ryan's play-by-play?
You're gonna get it.
That's more entertaining than anything else.
This is crap.
Oh, that's a nice thing. Anyway, I'll get back to that.
What did you do, Clint?
I watched Keeping Up with the Nevers.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, pretty cool fight scene in this episode. And then I finished The Alienist, which is very good, as I post my little mini review on our page. Won't go through it deeply, but yes, Matt, this cast is amazing. I love Daniel Bruhl. I think that Luke Evans was kind of like a hidden gem. And Dakota Fanning, like she looked creepy. She looked creepy. But what I said in my review, like what I liked most about this was that it doesn't tell you like the killer like right in the first like 2 episodes, and you kind of have to like figure it out. And I like that because like a lot of thrillers and a lot of mysteries are like telling you who it is just to kind of like give you some sort of like sympathetic background to whoever this is. And I don't care. I don't want to know who the killer is until like the final 2 episodes or something, and have that like surprise. So that's what I did. You guys got anything else? Are we ready for some news?
I didn't do this show, but God, the name of it even is escaping me. It's like an astronaut. It's like space. I told Matt about it on
For All Mankind?
I think so. Is it
Yeah,
on
that's
Apple
it.
TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, I has anybody watched that? I really want to start watching that because I saw a little ad for like the season finale, and I was like, I could really get into this. So anybody's watched it?
No, man, you're gonna have to take one for the team.
Okay, then
Let
I
me
mean,
know.
I was gonna do it anyway. I just didn't. I wanted to see if anybody had any thoughts beforehand. So
No,
okay.
Doesn't it take place like in the 60s or 70s or something?
I don't know. I've just kind of glanced at some of the trailers, but not in depth.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. All right, you ready for some news? So, like always, we're going to start off with some Disney news, Marvel news. We'll get to the reasons why for this first one later. But Captain America 4 apparently is in development with Mick Spellman, who was the head writer, showrunner of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So, of course, he's come out and said that he denies all this stuff, and Anthony Mackie has no idea what's going on because apparently he learned this from some grocery store clerk, which is a weird way to find out that you got a job, but whatever.
He's buying some grapefruits. Hey man, you excited about your new movie? What?
I got a job. Hey.
I thought that was a little premature when we heard about it. I was like, did that come out like the day before or the day of the latest episode?
I think it was the day of.
Yeah,
it was like
maybe
later
right.
that day.
I mean,
so
it lines up with all of the Star Wars news where it was like, oh, we get to Ahsoka's episode. Ahsoka's getting a spinoff. We get to, Boba Fett. Boba Fett's going to get a spinoff. And we're like, yeah, we're just not spoiling these characters right until the day of, I guess.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, I think this is good. I mean, the guy did a good job with this show. We'll talk about this later, but yeah, I'm down for this. Cool. Up next, Ironheart gets a writer. I forgot her name, but she was a head writer on God, I'm killing it today. Hold on, let me look it up.
when is Ironheart supposed to come out? Because I'm excited for that.
Well, since they just got their writer, I'm gonna say probably next year.
Oh, I didn't know if we had an idea of.
How dare they get a writer before they cast anyone?
It's a little backwards, but yeah, this is according to Variety. Marvel Studios has hired Chinaka Hodge to lead write. She's one of the writers on Snowpiercer. That's where it was. I knew it was.
Okay.
Yes. And Dominique Thorne will be playing Riri Williams. For those of you who don't know, Ironheart is Riri Williams. She's a 15-year-old MIT student that builds a Iron Man suit out of one of Tony's deaths, actually. I think in the comic books he dies or goes missing. I think it is. I think he was missing in the comic books for a while. And so she builds an Iron Man suit to kind of like take his spot. So I think it's going to be an interesting series.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
Yay. Everybody's on board. Except for Ryan, apparently.
I'm trying not to be too long-winded right now. Yeah.
Gotcha. You're saving it up.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, well then moving on. So this is going to fall under our why do we need this category. Justin Simien is to helm another Haunted Mansion film. Why?
Why? They're going to pretend like the first one never existed. We're just going to try this again. It's been 20 years. Maybe we'll get it right this time. Or maybe they'll just bring Eddie Murphy back again. Who knows?
Hey, if it's anything we learned from this weekend, if at first you don't succeed, make another one 20 years later.
Yeah, man. Eddie Murphy's going to be the house. He's going to be the mansion.
I'm interested. I mean, I feel like there won't go like the whole family. I mean, I'm sure it'll be family friendly, but this is one of those times where I feel like it might actually be darker and grittier than what they initially did 20 years ago. So that might be interesting.
You think they'll go Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, I think that's probably exactly the route they'll go.
Nah, I think this is just another one of those, like, who really thinks about the Haunted Mansion who isn't, above this age? And like, I don't know, if you're trying to not accommodate, to appeal to a younger generation of film viewers, I don't know. I just don't think this is it. I don't think you're gonna get a lot of attention grabbed from this. So I'm call me pessimistic. I don't think this is gonna be good.
I don't, and I will probably look back on these words. I don't think it can be any worse.
And they're like, hold my beer.
There you go. All right. Moving right along. So more MonsterVerse films are coming with Son of Kong. Apparently Adam Wingard is going to be directing a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong.
You said MonsterVerse, and I was like, oh, yes, we're more news about the Mummy, and wrong MonsterVerse.
Yeah, wrong MonsterVerse. That's the dark universe, I thought. Anyway.
I'm always bad with directors' names that aren't like Christopher Nolan. Remind me of anything else that he's done that I would know.
Kong.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
That's it? Seriously?
Well, yeah, I think we had this discussion.
You asked for
one, like we did.
More than one.
This doesn't ever get retained.
Well, he directed Godzilla vs. Kong, the last Godzilla movie. He also directed Blair Witch Project in 2016. He directed Death Note, The Guest, right? And You're Next.
I don't know those last two, but
yep.
We definitely had this conversation because I'm going to go on rant about how Your Next is a really awesome movie and you should watch it, Alex.
The Guest is also pretty great.
Mm-hmm. And then the conversation is going to go, hey, it's kind of like Ready or Not. And then we're going to be like, yeah. And it's
now this is starting
there it is.
Come back. The Ready or Not part. I remember now. Oh, yeah. No, I'm good. No, Ready or Not wasn't terrible. Now I definitely remember this because I remember saying Ryan and I watched it together. He friggin' loved it. I was like, ooh, this is a little much for me right at the end, but okay, now I remember.
Hail Satan.
Oh my gosh, deja vu.
Yep, there it is.
I think I said that last time we talked about this too.
All right, so anytime I ever mention this, just say, hey, go back to episode whatever we're on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like these monster movies just make money, so I don't care who directs them. Just put Kong and Godzilla in a film and have them blow stuff up, and people are going to go watch it. And I'm sure they're not that expensive to make once you have models for all these characters. So keep it coming. We want to see monsters fight, please.
In a good way, please.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If anything's evident from the last movie, I think they just don't really care what the plot is. They're just gonna beat each other up.
I just hope they give King Kong like a gun or something, like a machine gun in the next movie. Step up from that stupid axe. Give him like a rocket launcher.
He's got that sash just full of bullets, and he's like,
yeah, man, let's get ridiculous.
That bandana.
That's right. I'm gonna lose it if he has a red bandana on.
Oh man, you heard it here first. I get credit if I call it right.
And they should find out a way to get The Rock in this movie and then like make him supersize grow up so we can have The Rock versus Kong.
That's his son.
Yeah.
Which I'm still kind of curious in like son of Kong. Where's Lady Kong?
That just sounds like a Star Trek movie. I mean, I know it's Khan, not Kong, but I'm like son of Kong.
I feel like Kong's gonna have like an illegitimate child that's just gonna show up and he's gonna be like, where did this kid come from? And the kid's gonna be like, Dad. And we'll never know about Lady Kong. Just King Kong had his promiscuous years. And then he settled down in his little retreat, his little dome. Or
Queen Kong.
Queen Kong.
Queen Kong.
Yeah, there's not enough women in these monster movies. Where are the girl monsters?
You got Mothra.
I was gonna say Mothra.
Yeah.
Or do they even have genders? Could Godzilla be a female?
Well, Godzilla has a son.
No.
Wait, what?
That he gave birth
in
to?
the Toho series, he's like a little dinosaur who constantly teaches Godzilla the goodness of humanity.
Boo. I want none of that.
It's great. No, you got to. There's a whole movie dedicated to Godzilla teaching his son to deal with bullies.
And then he fights a giant ape.
What did you learn? How do you deal with your bullies? I blow flaming hot plasma on them.
Destroy Hong Kong in the process.
Yes, that's how I handle my bullies.
Slow down, Dad. I gotta write that down.
Destroy Hong Kong. Gotcha. All right. Moving on. So Flintstones is getting a sequel series.
Stop it. Stop. Stop.
This is another one of those. If this one's way even older, man. I mean, I just don't think this is going to be popular. No.
Are you sure? Because it has Elizabeth Banks attached to it.
Of course it does.
Who is she?
Oh my gosh.
She's been attached to a couple franchise revivals that I think notably Charlie's Angels, which underperformed, and then not that she directed this, but Power Rangers, where she eats Krispy Kreme.
It's the best part of that movie.
Rita Repulsa.
I think it is.
I didn't even see the new Charlie's Angels. Like she went on some rant saying it was
Neither did I, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't she go on some rant saying that it was like men's fault the movie didn't do very well?
Yeah, that was a defense mechanism. Her movie flopped, and she said that people weren't ready for female role or lead roles, and everybody's like, "Bro, we got Black Widow. We've got what is it? Shoot, not Umbrella Academy. Underworld, right?
Yeah, we're totally not ready for female roles. That
Hunger
the
Games.
movie Charlie's Angels came out 20 years ago and was hugely successful. What are you talking about?
With
Yeah.
the sequel.
I was gonna say, didn't they already have
Kill
a
Bill.
movie?
I'm like, those movies are great. Yours just, hey man, just
I think it's not a memorable movie because I definitely have watched it. It wasn't god awful. I think it was just one of those things where it wasn't great, and I don't think the studios really backed it really well. They didn't like push it into our faces like they probably should have.
who's the studio for that?
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, the new Charlie's Angels.
I want to say it was Sony.
It probably is.
I think it
you're
is
right.
Sony. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the first two, like the Cameron Diaz ones, are Sony, right?
Mhm.
Well, anyway, for anybody that cares, the Flintstones sequel series is from Warner Brothers Animation, and this is all from Variety, by the way. Sorry. It's officially in development at Fox with Elizabeth Banks attached to star and executive produce. This is supposed to take place 20 years after the events of the original Flintstones. It deals with the Pebbles being 20 years old, going on her own as the Stone Age gives way to the shiny and enlightened Bronze Age.
Oh, so it's a sequel.
Yes, like a sequel.
I'm sorry.
Well, obviously they saw how relevant Tom and Jerry was and how successful it was, so they figured, hey, let's go back to the Flintstones because everybody still loves the Flintstones.
No, this is exactly what we were talking about when we talked about Tom and Jerry. The license is probably just expiring, and they need to just churn something out. Yeah, Clint, you're reading off that synopsis, and I'm like, this is a dumpster fire waiting to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and we have a new, plethora of Flintstone fans, Bedrock fans, however they swing
The
it.
sad thing is, you read that synopsis, and I'm like, you know what? That sounds more like a Netflix series than a movie.
Yes.
It sounds like something they should just make a series out of.
Or not,
Or
whatever.
not.
I think it is. I think it is a series. I think
Okay.
they're supposed to. Sequel series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What
So
I
never
think
mind.
I think Flintstones based movies could definitely be good.
So close. They
gonna
also
lose.
could definitely be bad.
All right, and here's Ryan over here just stirring the pot.
I know. I mean,
You
playing
know,
devil's
remember-
advocate.
Remember that one time when they made the Flintstones movie and they're like, hey guys, let's cast Betty. Who should we get? Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
That sounds
yeah.
Like, oh, Betty? And you're going to get Rosie O'Donnell. Okay.
I forgot about that. That's funny. I almost feel like this isn't even true anymore. I feel like my
Was
mind's
it-
playing tricks on me.
Was it Rick Moranis in the first one too?
Yeah, he plays Barney.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
And John Goodman, the
I'm
only
just
person
kidding.
at the
What
time.
year was
they
that?
could- like 93.
Oh God, I didn't even think it was that old.
Yeah, because it can't. Like I remember watching the. This is gonna date me really badly, but there was like a drive-in in New Mexico that was playing the Flintstones and then Jurassic Park. So it must have came out like I know.
94.
dope.
You were
One of
close.
these things is not like the other.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because John Goodman was Fred.
yeah.
That was back
The only-
when Rosie O'Donnell was hot. I'm just kidding. What?
You mean popular?
Yes, I meant popular. She had a TV talk show and everything.
She was
That's
coming off
funny.
of her best performance from League of Their Own.
Yeah.
To play devil's advocate, though, I mean, obviously, this is probably not for us. It's definitely not going to be something I'm going to put on my queue. But
I've already got it saved, man. I'm ready.
Well, good for you.
Give me the bedrock shenanigans.
Moving on then. Another round is getting a English remake with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wait, I thought you were just going to say release.
No, remake.
I was waiting for Ryan's head to blow up right then.
It's on Hulu.
It is?
Yeah.
Pretend
there
I
it
didn't
is.
say that, audience. I'm just going to go
There
watch
it
that
is.
tonight.
Yeah. I don't know why we need a remake of this, but
So that people who aren't Academy voters will watch it.
cool. Or Dutch, apparently.
Well, yeah, because you got to remember, Americans don't know how to read. So we had an order of disappearance, a great crime thriller. Nobody wanted to go watch it, so we made a below-average version of it called Cold Pursuit, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Boo.
Downhill is a worse remake of Force Majeure. And then,
Boo.
well, I guess, Devil's Advocate, The Departed is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I guess you swing enough times, you're going to hit occasionally.
Yeah, right.
It hits something. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Cool. Why not? So,
And I mean Leo.
yeah, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Drunk all the time. Cool.
It's going to be like The Great Gatsby.
Yeah. Probably less suits though.
Yeah.
Unless Carrie Mulligan.
Aw.
Yeah. So moving on, and this kind of goes into our review this week. Joe Taslin, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who plays Sub-Zero in the new Mortal Kombat movie, has said that he has signed on for 4 Mortal Kombat movies. So this is probably a peek into what is to come.
Great. He was
Oh,
my
man.
absolute favorite part of this Mortal Kombat movie. I can't wait to see him 4 more times.
All right.
For those of you not watching, that's sarcasm again.
I think there's going to be a lot of sarcasm coming up in the next couple discussions.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I'm sure this movie is probably going to make some money, so why not?
Oh, it will.
Yeah. And last but not least, let's talk some Academy Awards, because I know that's what Ryan has been waiting for so patiently. I'm gonna go over just a couple of them, probably like the top 5, down to like international feature. So let's do this. So right off the bat, Best Picture was Nomadland. Yay. Director was Chloe Zhao. Best Actor was Anthony Hopkins. Actress was Frances McDormand. Supporting Actor was Daniel Kaluuya. Best Supporting Actress, I am really not going to butcher this. She was the nice old lady in Minari. Best Original Screenplay went to Promising Young Woman, Admiral Fennell. Best Adapted went to The Father. Animated Feature, sorry to say, Alex, went to Soul.
Nah, was expected. That's okay.
And International Film went to Another Round, which is a Danish film. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Good?
Well, it's no secret that the majority of us think that Nomadland is a tad bit overrated. And so it's slightly disappointing that it was so successful. But I mean, I think the biggest issue, and it's not really an issue, is the actor win. And I've not seen The Father yet, so I can't judge. And apparently Anthony Hopkins does a great job. But come on, man. Come on. You had a chance to do something nice and beautiful. So you took that chance and gave it to an 83-year-old white Caucasian man who's already got an Oscar. Whatever.
Yeah.
I am like, I am my reviews of the Oscars are going to be pretty boring. I was not personally offended nor like overjoyed by any selection. I was just like, okay. Nomadland honestly made sense to me because typically, for me personally, Oscars tend to be ones that are fine to me, but I just like, nah, I don't agree that was the best feature that year. But but it made sense because that's what Nomad was for me. It's fine. I'd watch it again maybe sometime down the road in a year.
When you're asleep on the couch and wake up and it just happens to be on TV.
Yeah, right. On AMC or something.
Or if you need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Or if you don't have any windows and you want some nice scenery, you just put it on.
There you
go. Just put it in my window. Oh man, there's Colorado.
That's also like I ranted a little bit about the Best Actor, but come on, Best Actress. There was at least 2 people in there who did way better jobs than Frances McDormand. 2.
Viola Davis.
Yeah, and Carey Mulligan. So whatever.
Yeah, that to that I very much agree. That's like, now that you say that, because I don't remember all the categories, but yes, I agree very much. Yeah, like that. Nomadland is fine. It's a fine movie, unless you're asking Ryan. But I very much agree. Like, her performance is fine. It's just like there are much more deserving women who they portrayed their hearts out and like played effectively.
Not staring bewildering, like confused into the distance and walking around rocks.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah. I mean, what more can you say than that?
Well, I mean, to kind of dive into that, I mean, I would argue that there's 3 people in here that probably deserved it better. I mean, Viola Davis, by all means, is very well deserving of that. I mean, she took that character, and made it just likable in an unlikable way, if that makes sense. Carey Mulligan, obviously, that we've talked about even like a couple weeks ago. I mean, she did an amazing job with that character, and it's just an important piece for anybody to watch. And then Vanessa Kirby. I mean, I thought that she had a lot more like emotional range in that movie, just dealing with all the stuff that was, you know, the plot of that, you know, Pieces of a Woman. You know, we talked about Andrea Day. I mean, that's but I mean, for Frances McDormand to kind of like just play somebody that's just kind of like going through life is not really something that I would expect Oscar voters to kind of like reward with. So I don't know.
Go, Ryan. We want to hear you.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm waiting for an elegant speech.
That's enough of that. So for anybody who isn't watching, I'm wearing a jacket. I'm going to be very sarcastic. And I made note cards because nobody at the awards thought they'd be professional enough to memorize some simple speeches, so I didn't either. So if you guys didn't watch,
this is great.
This is a lot of making fun of those things. But let me begin with my acceptance speech. 6 people die of boredom watching the Oscars every year. Annually, that equals up to 6 deaths. Now that I've gotten my political statement out of the way, I can begin my actual acceptance speech. Awkward transition, got that. First of all, I would like to thank the Academy. Unlike most presenters, forgive me, I'm a bit rusty from reading, even though I'm an Academy Award-winning actor, Brad Pitt. I was also going to pronounce you guys' names wrong, but I thought I would just leave that out because I don't want to butcher her name. Supporting actress from Nari, she already got on everybody for pronouncing names wrong on stage accepting her award. So bravo to her. Now, I would like to thank, let's see. This is on purpose. No, it's not, but it doesn't matter. I would like to use this useless time because we decided to cut all the clips because heaven forbid we actually watch things that were nominated instead of just talking about the people. To talk about something near and dear to my heart, blah, 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 things that have affected all the hard people this year, except for the Hollywood elite, who are the people talking on and on about it the whole time. Again, exception here, freaking Tyler Perry is apparently the greatest human being on the earth, and I have so much mad respect for him, even though he's easily making the worst films of the people in that room. He's apparently the only good person there. But since we have 3.5 hours to kill, let's see. Oh yeah, so with no clips, no songs, no host, and despite 2 extra months on top of a year to prepare this, no actual preparation for the ceremony presentation to be put together. Now let me howl like a wolf, like Frances McDormand did for her first acceptance speech. I'm not actually going to howl like a wolf, but because I have some self-respect, unlike 3-time Academy Award winner Frances McDormand. Let's see. Now it's time for the comic relief section of my acceptance speech. Can anybody tell me how many James Bond songs won Oscars?
1.
1.
It's actually 2. Now, who would like to dance to these songs in public at an award ceremony?
No.
I'm
No,
guessing the answer is
bit
none.
until somebody does it because it's long and awkward and drawn out. I'm not funny, but I'm gonna keep trying until somebody gets up and dances to one of these stupid songs.
Gold.
People died this year. Oh, you like that sudden transition from an unfunny bit to the in memoriam section? Well, let me get even meaner about that. Yeah, so I wrote people you will literally never hear from again. So let's speed through every single name as fast as possible to get to more things that aren't relevant to this, except for Jessica Walter, Adam Schlesinger, and Naya Rivera, because forget them. Now I want to dedicate the rest of this review by naming the slowest, whitest, least socially relevant film best movie of the year. Now that I've concluded, 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Now that I've concluded and given my final review and wrap up of the Oscars, let me continue, because heaven forbid we don't save Best Picture for last, so that we can build up to something, which consists of building to giving Frances McDormand her 3rd Oscar, when there are at least 4 performances nominated who are probably more worthy, and more people who weren't nominated that are probably more worthy. But it's okay because the Oscars are over at this point. Oh yeah, what was the last thing I said? I threw it somewhere. Screw Chadwick Boseman. I'm kidding. But let's rearrange the whole ceremony to yada yada him through the in memoriam section so that he can win Best Actor right at the end, so that you can have a really nice send off for him, give it to somebody else, and quickly close the Oscar before anybody can say anything or be upset. Maybe don't put it out of order. It's so obvious that there's a miscommunication and a disconnect between the people planning it, the voters, and the people presenting it, that the narrator was confused, Joaquin Phoenix was confused, and Anthony Hopkins didn't even have a speech ready because he didn't think he was going to win.
I think that was worth the price of admission.
So
I hadn't even thought, like, I didn't have the chance to watch it live, but I was checking the results on my phone, and I saw that the Best Picture winner was announced before Best Actor and Actress, and I was like, what?
Yeah. It was done.
And now, yeah, and you put it in that perspective, and I'm like, that is some great ABS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had thought it was in a way, we were like, okay, Nomadland won Best Picture, whatever. We were expecting it. Heaven forbid we have movies that deal with disabilities, race, sexism, social justice, whatever. It's fine. Woman in a Van can win Best Picture. It's not like the last dozen Best Pictures or whatever address relevant themes. But every once in a while we get a King's Speech that doesn't have anything to do with anything. But yeah, and then they did this out of order thing where they were like, and we had thought, because we watched all 3.5 hours of this stupid thing, we thought it was going to be this nice tribute to Chadwick Boseman at the end, because they played their in memoriam section at ×3 speed, like at fast forwarding to the next scene. And then they were like, okay, Frances McDormand. And I was like, whatever. And then Anthony Hopkins, and then they just ended. Like within 10 seconds of announcing his name, they were like, the Academy will accept on his behalf, pan out, credits.
It's like the producers were like, what? All right, close it up. We're done.
Yeah.
We messed up.
Yeah, right.
On top of that, it's just the least exciting thing I've ever seen. I mean, 3.5 hours. There were maybe 4 actual awards that featured clips of the movies. Foreign film, animated feature. I can't even name the other 2. So we didn't get to hear the scores. We didn't get to hear the songs. We didn't get to see the sound editing. We didn't get to hear the film editing. We didn't get to see any of the performance. Oh yeah, Best Picture, of course. Didn't get to see any of the performances. Instead, we spent a lot of time talking about the people that were sitting there. I don't remember what all these people's jobs were before they did these movies, but they've told me what everybody's jobs were before they did these movies, as if, and I understand that the people are the ones getting the awards. That's fine. But a lot of this is about the movies too. The craft that they're making. You don't really go to an art gallery to meet the artist. So,
well, I think I read that this was the lowest watched Oscars that they've ever had. So
yeah, and it's officially the lowest rated according to Rotten Tomatoes, which has a 25 to 27%, something like that.
Wow.
I didn't even know Rotten Tomatoes rated the Oscars.
I was literally about to say that same thing. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's like, I guess these guys were just too busy the past year with all their other projects to come up with some good material or focus on how to do this award show, It's a busy year for everybody.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's everybody had so much to do the last year. So many movies being made, so much to put in production that we just had to rush out the ceremony that awards the movies that were physically able to come out.
And crap out a ceremony.
Yeah, and I have such a hard time getting behind Nomadland, not because it's not because it's my least favorite film of the year. Objectively, it's a fine film, and in most years, I think it would probably be a fine Best Picture winner. Everybody was so adamant about speaking as much social relevance as possible, and then they gave the least socially relevant film Best Picture.
White woman in a van.
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is. And just make a bold pick every once in a while.
It did. Anthony Hopkins.
You're correct. Now, I will say a couple things in the Oscars defense. Anthony Hopkins, if they had done this award ceremony, and I mean nothing against Anthony Hopkins, he's incredible. I'm happy for him, and his performance is Oscar worthy. There were 2 Oscar worthy performances. It's a really tough toss-up. Do you go with a veteran who delivers probably the best performance in his career, at least the second best performance in his career, or do you go with someone who's no longer with us, who delivered the best performance in his career? You know, it's tough. Just don't do it at the end. Now I have to be mad at Sir Anthony Hopkins. And I don't want to be mad at him. I can be mad at Frances McDormand. That's fine. She went on stage and howled like a wolf.
If only he was the class act and was like, I can't accept this award.
I feel like if he had been there, he might not have accepted that award.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He wasn't there because he didn't think he would have to get to accept an award.
Did Anthony Hopkins like have any like slight look of like, huh?
Well, he was the next morning. He recorded an acceptance speech. And
I did see that.
Tribute. Yeah, he gave more time in his acceptance speech to Chadwick Boseman than the Academy did all night combined, because they only had him on screen for maybe 3 seconds of the in memoriam section.
Oh, okay.
So I highly recommend you guys go watch the in memoriam section just to see how insulting it is, how quickly they just blow through it all.
I feel like they do that every year. I remember somebody complaining about it last year or the year before that. I don't ever think they pay enough respect to that section.
You are correct. They don't. This is worse than usual because, you know, even where, you know, and I mean, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but you know how there's less famous people and more famous people.
Yeah.
And you're like, we can't spend a lot of time on the less famous people. It's just how it is. And that's horrible to say. But you know, you get some like little clips mixed in with the really famous people. Sean Connery was just like, picture next. There was just pictures. It just went through picture, 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 and then it's like they timed it to the song they were playing, and they didn't want to do a better song or a longer song.
So bad.
Yeah. Harrison Ford had probably the best bit of the night, so I'll give hats off to him and a couple others who were legitimately good presenters. Tyler Perry made me care about a humanitarian award. So there was some highlights. Goodness gracious. This was the worst Oscars I've watched.
I'm just impressed that Rotten Tomatoes is rating these things.
Yeah. I think they started this year. I'm just kidding, but I started this year.
Real question. What is the whole Tyler Perry thing? Like, I've heard this like 4 or 5 times now. I have not caught this.
So Tyler Perry was given the humanitarian award, and in a night where everybody gave political speeches about social activism, and a couple people the opening I made fun of, where it was like, people die watching the Oscars every year. Somebody went up and they were like, the police killed 3 people a day, and then they gave like a whole slew of statistics. And I'm like, great. Can you accept your award and leave? Tyler Perry went up on stage and he was like, yeah, I refuse to hate people. I refuse to hate. And he named like every diverse group. And he was like, I refuse to hate police. And then he continued to go on his speech. And then apparently Tyler Perry spent all of COVID feeding people and housing people personally and setting up shelters for people to come and eat. And never saw it on social media because he wasn't trying to get his name everywhere. So they gave him a humanitarian award for it, which is awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Good for him.
So, and then Medea went up and said the smartest things of the night.
I'd just like to believe that Tyler Perry just knows that he's putting out such garbage, so he goes into the community and helps out to make up for it. He's like, I know, guys, it's bad, but listen, I'm going to feed you. It's okay. I'm going to give back.
No, he does make such bad movies, but I have so much respect for him, even as a filmmaker, where he's got his own production studio company. He doesn't answer to people. He just makes whatever he wants to make. And it's bad. Good for him.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like Kevin Smith, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He does what he wants, puts out what he wants, and he just kind of like slithers back into the shadows. But hey, good for Tyler Perry.
There were a couple surprises early on. I love Emerald Fennell winning screenplay was fantastic. Mm-hmm, I also learned that not only did she do like most of the pre-production and some of the production pregnant, they shot that film in 23 days.
Wow.
Dang.
And then it lost Best Picture. And Chicago 7 went home empty-handed. That was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Oh, and she was up for Best Director too. Oh well. All right, well, we got to move on. Any other news, guys?
I heard that Jason Statham said they're gonna film in the Meg 2. If anybody is ready for another shark movie.
Who was
What?
Was that me who shared that? Or
I don't know. I saw it on Reddit, I think.
Yeah, because I'm so excited about that. Ooh, Bland movie 2.
It's very big.
Alex, you're just waiting for 47 meters 3, 49 meters.
I'd gladly watch the Oscars twice before I do that.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Yeah.
Statham killing sharks. Why not? All right. Well, then moving on. So up next, some MCU files. This is the finale season ? Finale.
I completely forgot about this. I watched it. I just forgot I watched it.
Oh my gosh.
I think that says a lot about this episode.
I thought we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I realize now that we didn't.
No. All right. Well, so Sam has to stop the Flag Smashers from terrorizing the GRC, from making their vote on everything. So Sam and Bucky spring into action and save the day? ? I don't know what it is. So to go into the review of this, I don't know what it is with these Marvel shows and their finales. It's like they have this build up to these finales, and it's like fooled you, and it was just like this boring kind of like I wouldn't say boring. There's some good reveals of this, some that I kind of saw coming. That we'll go into spoilers in a minute. Costume changes for everyone. Everyone gets a new costume apparently. Some redemption story. But yeah, this episode was kind of bland for me. I give it like a 6.5 maybe. And we'll talk overall after spoilers. But yeah, this episode was like a 6.5 for me.
I concur with you, sir. I think it might be our fault though, because we go into these things with such high expectations of something earth-shattering, or like, wow, something cool is going to happen. Luke Skywalker is going to show up at the end, or you know. But I mean, it just kind of, there wasn't really anything special in this episode except for like the new suit reveal, I feel, and that happens very instantaneously at the beginning of the episode. There's really I don't think there's any like anticipation or like build up for it. It's just like, ta-da, I'm here. Like, you were all like about this case at the end of the last episode. Shouldn't you have had like another scene with that? Something? No? I'm just jumping right into it. The action scenes were okay. The plot was, let me say the action scenes, they were just all over the place. I don't know what they were going on. There was just too much and it was too dumb. And I wasn't feeling it. I might even give this a 5. It's a 5 out of 10. I just wasn't a fan. But the end was nice. Everybody holds hands and is happy and smiling. And we have a new name for the show.
Yay.
So 5 out of 10 for spoilers.
Ryan, you want to go next, or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna agree with pretty much everything Matt just said. I was underwhelmed. I went into it underwhelmed. You guys know last week I said I wasn't looking forward to this one. It's fine. There were some genuinely great moments, little moments, countered by genuinely terrible moments. So overall, and everything else was just kind of meh. And Matt, I'm with you. The biggest letdown for me was we started this show with a really great action sequence, and we ended with some of the most darkly lit, boring, punchy I've seen from the MCU. So despite ending on a surprisingly sentimental note, it's okay. 5 for me as well. Yeah.
I don't know. I watched this. I typically like to watch these episodes, whatever we're watching, either the day before, the day of, to keep my thoughts really fresh. And I did that today. And so what? That was like, gosh, a week and a half since the last episode I watched. And I felt like there was a lot of disconnectivity with this in the last episode. Like, I remember, the major plot points of the previous episode, but I don't know, one of those like heart meter thingies at a hospital. It's just like man, it's supposed to say this line, but it went like that for a second. Like, I don't know how we got here exactly. Like, I know how we got here, but like, kind of like where Matt was coming with the suit. Like, he's just in a training montage at the end of the last episode, and then now he's got the suit. Like, bam, in your face. Like you said, there's no build up to it, so there's just kind of the, I don't know, the lack of a what's the word, climax kind of deal with the whole reveal. Like, oh, he's got a new suit. And they even made the joke about Captain Falcon at some point. They're like, are you this? Are you that? Oh, was it Captain Falcon? You know, and so they know about that kind of stuff. But and I agree with Ryan too. There were really good tiny moments in this. Like, in the first 15 minutes, I remember going, man, I'm not impressed by this. And then quickly swaying, going, oh, wow, that was a really good moment, you know, with the helicopter scene and everything, not to get too deep into it already. I agree with you. I'm like, and I paused it. I was like, I need to know the minute mark to kind of, you know, digest my thoughts of this. And I paused it and I was like, I'm only 15 minutes into it. And I've already swayed this much into this. I got over a half hour left. So, you know, but I want to like this episode. I don't think it ended sourly. Like, I want to give it a 7. Because I did like some of the action moments, but to Ryan's point, yes, they are poorly lit and it takes away from the greatness of those. Like, I think they're pretty done well. They're just edited awfully, you know, just not very good. I don't know if I should mention about what John Walker does and happens to him, unless we're about to go right into spoilers now.
Yeah, you can go into spoilers.
Yeah, let's do spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
This is a very flip-floppy episode for me because I kept thinking John Walker is like not the greatest character, but as far as complexity goes, he's so like intriguing in this show all the way throughout because you don't know what he's gonna do. And you think he's just gonna be a baddie, he's gonna start killing people, he's gonna go psycho, he's gonna use that was another thing. I'm waiting for him to have like just ripped biceps just after using the blue. And I don't know. We've talked about this before where it's pretty heavily implied that he took it, but I don't know. I don't think he did. I think you guys told me that you're pretty sure he did, but I don't know. But the end of this episode where they just like, again, I liked him at a certain point, like, oh man, he's so complex. This character's like the best character in this entire show.
So when he grabs the truck or the van,
yeah, I mean, it was a flip-flop. Like, I liked it, and then there were parts of it that were bad for me. I think the ultimate issue I had with his ending character was they kind of just, okay, he's good, and then they don't put a period at the end of the sentence. Like, it's just incomplete, I feel, as far as John Walker goes. I mean, the whole episode and the series, sure, you've got it, I mean, wrapped up for now, and then, you know, whatever project they end up doing in the future, yeah, you can just undo that bow and keep going with it. But with John Walker, and maybe that's the case with him, I don't feel they gave that character a nice fitting ending that character deserved and that they invested the time into. So that's my biggest bugaboo. I don't like how they kind of ended him off. I mean, he left on a good note, but as far as character development and just story arc with its end, he just kind of walks off and that's it. You don't see him.
I feel like that's how he just approached the episode anyway. He just kind of walked in and just hung around with them and fought, saved the truck, and then just walked off. And I'm like, that's it? We're not going to have any like big discussions or anything? Nothing's going to have, okay, you guys are just cool, hanging out, fighting alongside this guy? All right, whatever. Do you? But yeah, he has to be a super soldier, man. He was taking them on. They were super soldiers, blow by blow.
Well, you got to remember though, it's now possible for humans to hold up entire trucks by themselves.
True.
Because what's strong enough when you've got a truck and jetpack wings. Obviously, your arms can hold that weight despite the weight of the jetpack pushing against you instead of shattered bones. So humans can do everything that Sam was doing for sure.
It's that Wakandan technology, man.
Yeah.
You sound like the MCU making stuff up like that.
His Sam's speech towards the end, you know, like I get it. These superhero movies, they're filled with those, you know, King's Speech kind of deals. I get it. You know, it's kind of like it's a staple. It's almost like a must. Part of me was like, okay, I know this is happening and I'm supposed to feel something, but I kind of don't. But at the same time, I'm like, some of the words are like, if they're not cliches, they actually sound okay. So flip-floppy episode for me. I'm gonna say a 6. I'm gonna end on a 6 because I think that this deserves to be fresh, but not too fresh.
So flip-floppy. You need to do better. I know it's a hard job, Alex, but do better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do better.
I'm gonna go to my corner.
So yeah, he becomes U.S. agent. Mr. Walker becomes U.S. agent with Contessa Val, whatever her name is. I'm not.
Oh, I get it, because that's the name she gave him. Because that's his name in the comic books.
I even forgot about. I totally forgot about that. That moment. But still, I think my point is valid. Because I don't remember the character's name, but I remember going, oh yeah, I've seen that suit in, you know, previous adaptations before, and I was like, I know that. So that was kind of cool, but still, I was just like, it still felt incomplete to me.
Yeah, I mean, for this series, yeah, it does feel incomplete, but I expected Mr. Walker will be back.
Oh yeah,
somewhere. So yeah, she is U.S. agent. She gives him the name U.S. agent. Wait by the phone. She'll call you. So yeah, he gets this new suit. Bucky has his own little redemption, little arc, kind of like taken care of. And however, the big reveal, which I kind of seen coming from episode 3, Miss Carter is now the power broker, apparently. So I have a huge problem with this. Like
Why? No one is suspicious about this, Clint. No one knows how powerful and evil she is. No one knows. She's the smartest woman alive.
Before you get to your topic, Clint, I'm gonna be honest. Before this show, before this entire series, I don't remember her character. I really didn't. I didn't know who she was.
And after the series, you probably don't remember her character either.
Yeah, right. I'm like, who the heck is she? Oh man, I'm probably supposed to remember her from Civil War or any of the Captain Americas.
Revenge.
I was like, I don't know who she is, and I'm like, okay, she's supposed to be apparently a baddie now.
Yeah, I have a huge problem with this, because, and this is where my geekdom is gonna come like roaring its ugly head. She's actually like Steve Rogers' love interest for quite a while in the comic books because he gets out of the ice. And she is supposed to kind of like carry on the Carter, like the Peggy Carter line of, you know, standing up for what is right and like all the morals, the moral high ground and all this other stuff. So to kind of like twist and make her the power broker, some like, I don't know, gang head, like some sort of cartel head or something like that. It rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I think that's another reason why I put like this episode so low, because you're basically just like taking this character who, and I think that we've talked about this before, where it's like I still don't believe that like Steve Rogers would have let her hang like that. Like, I just don't. You know, we talked about it in other episodes, I just don't understand why like she wouldn't have, like after the blip, like she wouldn't have come back. Like certain things just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, and I think they're gonna have to explain like why she comes at this point, like in maybe like a second season or like in the movies or something. I don't know, but this rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I don't like this at all. So
I don't know. The only way I could see it maybe working is, I know because she's been basically outcast from her country. She's had to, I guess, form some new alliances and everything. That's probably just how they're going to spin it. Like, they're going to give that little backstory, and she's going to be like, not like, oh man, I don't know where I am kind of deal, but you know, basically that kind of concept. And then she formed some alliances with some sketchy people. But I agree. It's weird. I really don't like it.
It was very jarring for me. I watched it and like the whole reveal was like I seen it coming, but it was still kind of like, wait, what? So yeah.
All right, Matt. So Alex talked about Walker. Clint talked about Sharon.
Uh-huh.
I was forgetting her name. You want to talk about Carly or Bucky? I'll take the other.
I don't know.
Because neither of them get anything to do for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Bucky just running around, punching things,
Doing Bucky things.
riding a motorcycle, punching things, running around. I think he smiles at one point. Yeah. He punches some
Apologizing
things.
once and quickly cuts away because that's not the heart of the show or his character or anything.
It's not the point of this episode, Ryan. The point
Apparently
of the episode
not, because at the end it's like
Black
Captain America
yeah.
and the Winter Soldier, as if he hadn't changed at all as a character.
Yeah, right. Didn't even think about that.
He's an afterthought, man. He tells the truth now to all the people families that he killed people. He's like, hey, I murdered that person.
I would
And then
pay good money if every Marvel movie had just him doing that, just going around and apologizing to people while other things were happening.
Yeah.
It never connected.
That'd become like the new Stan Lee like cameo.
Poor guy.
Also, I guess so. Carly, a super soldier, gets shot once and she's out. How many times do we see super soldiers get shot?
Yeah, we saw Sharon get shot like right in the torso, and she's like, "I'm good."
Yeah. But no, it's sad. Not sad.
Such a great character. And then just shot in the face.
She was shot in the face. Probably what did it.
Oh
well.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I really didn't like this episode.
Yeah.
At all.
I'll still give it a 6, but
this is my true thought about this whole thing. Is I think either this was a COVID victim or
maybe
something like. I just feel like this whole series could have been expanded at least 2 more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
At least well, maybe 1. Might be generous and just be 1, because I feel like there was a lot of subplot to this show that was just kind of cut off. And I'm gonna say that it's COVID victim because it kind of felt like WandaVision. You get to this finale and it just seems like it just happens and then it's done. And it's
all right, guys, lunch.
That's our finale.
Yeah.
See you later.
And where was my boner joke in this one? Come on, man.
Yeah, right?
It's called Sharon Carter being the power broker.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the opposite of a miss. It's so obvious. It's so overt. It's covert.
Yeah, and spoiler, Clint, they're never going to give you that backstory. They're just going to be like, shh, no one needs to know how this happened.
Bummer.
Maybe she's a Skrull.
Maybe.
Man, that's a problem with scrolls now. That's always the option. If they ever, what is it? Write themselves in a corner. Oh,
Scrolls and vibranium.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Bingo.
Are that what are Falcon's wings or Captain America's wings vibranium now?
I think they always were.
Were they always?
Well, they definitely weren't when they got ripped off.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because they got ripped off. So does he have indestructible wings now?
I think so now.
Maybe.
I don't know. I thought they were vibranium the whole time.
Also, did French leg kicks? Did he die? I don't even remember what happened to him.
Oh,
I know they fought.
UFC veteran All-Star Hall of Famer George St. Pierre.
Yeah.
Did you make that up, or is that?
No, he's a real mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I remember they were fighting, and then I remember they were fighting, and I was like, I just want this fight to be over. But then it was over. I don't remember what happened.
I don't understand why he was in the show to begin with.
for
That's
that
like
fight.
He's,
like the
he was in
monkey-
Winter Soldier.
it's like the monkey paw effect, Ryan. Like you got your wish, but you don't remember how you got there.
He should have been in just the first episode, I think.
Yeah, he's Sharon's little muscle.
Little muscle.
Little muscle.
Never mind.
Well, muscle.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly overall thoughts. I give the overall thing about a 7. No, yeah, 7.5. 6.
Six and a half.
Ryan.
It lost its 7 with this episode. It's
Yeah.
definitely a 6.
I'm gonna give it a half grade. I'll give it 6.5.
But the Stan Mackey chemistry is totally there, I think.
Yeah.
And I think they can go forward with more movies.
More of that, please. All right, so quickly, I know this was brought up in our discussion group. So WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Oh gosh.
I've already said WandaVision heads
Yeah.
easily.
I agree with you, sir.
How many episodes is WandaVision?
8.
Oh, okay, 8.
No, they're like the same runtime.
It's gonna go with the
I was
short
gonna go with the shorter one.
one.
I mean, I can't watch. I still can't go back and rewatch little parts of WandaVision, and I don't know if, knowing that none of it really makes a whole lot of sense by the end of it, if I can sit through like 5 sitcom episodes just to be, oh, it was this and this and this reason, and it doesn't work. Yeah, definitely Captain America, actually.
Yeah.
Now I can call it Captain America. I accidentally said that, but I'm right.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna agree with Ryan. I don't know. It's kind of hard picking either, but I think overall, Falcon and Winter Soldier, just like there were those couple episodes where we were all like, all right, this is the good one. Then we take a break off of the bad one. Then it's a good one. And I'm just like, I think those have just kind of stuck in my brain. Maybe it's just because they're the most recent thing we've watched as far as series go. I'm gonna say that. I don't know. Both finales are not good. They don't know how to stick the landing, you know.
There's one important thing for me that WandaVision doesn't have, and it's this dance right here.
And sold.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite episode is probably in this Captain America series, but overall WandaVision, I was just a huge fan of the gimmick, and even though the ending was kind of meh, I think it showed off Miss Olsen's acting chops, and I appreciated that. So
yeah, I will say like Captain America and Winter Soldier is probably the most MCU show that we're probably going to get for a little while. So I can see why fans are a little bit more drawn to this. But I think that, WandaVision was a little bit more original. And I think it's giving us a taste of what and where the MCU is actually going. So I think I give it a little bit more respect for it being a little bit more original than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, and plus, I think you can go a lot of different avenues with the end of WandaVision. I mean, you can go a lot of different directions with any. It's just a matter of writing and getting everything in. But yeah, to your point, I think WandaVision has open paths, but a more at the same time direct path. Like you're gonna incorporate some Doctor Strange in there at some point somehow, and then that just kind of makes whatever ultimate movie is like the next Infinity War Endgame, where they all kind of just come together. That you can already get that. I mean, I doubt that's going to be that.
I would also like to say, I think personally that WandaVision made characters better, a lot more characters better than Captain America and Winter Soldier did. I mean, obviously that was those are hour episodes or close to hour episodes, and I mean, you didn't really flush many characters out except for the main two. Whereas in WandaVision, You made Darcy useful and practically likable. You got Agent Wu, who should have his own show.
Mhm.
And you introduced a pretty interesting villain, I think, in Catherine Hahn. So
Mhm.
you got a lot. You didn't get any of that, I don't think, from this Winter Soldier series.
Yeah, there's a lot more depth in WandaVision now that I think about it. There's a lot
And
more.
Monica, yeah, I forgot Monica's got powers now too. So
Oh yeah.
You guys are making me want to change my opinion too.
Good,
not
that's what
going
we're
to.
here for.
I'm tempted.
It's a tie. I'm gonna say a tie. I can't pick either. Like I'm gonna just be Sweden. I'm gonna go neutral here. Yeah, like there's way more character, not development. I mean, there's character development in both, but I think it's more fleshed out in WandaVision, and there's like more emotional range in WandaVision. Whereas, yeah, with Captain America and Winter Soldier now, it's just kind of like it just kind of goes like this for the most part all the way through. Where WandaVision, yeah, has its peak, as well as its valley, but at least it's that peak is pretty noticeable. And
now
Falcon,
the question,
yeah,
I was going to say, now the question is, are they going to retroactively change the name of this series, or is it still going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah, because Captain America and Winter Soldier doesn't flow off the tongue as Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I think they're gonna wait and see how the movies do, and if and not just the next Captain America, but any movie, say like Black Widow. Black Widow does really well. I think they're just gonna not do season 2. They'll be like, you know what, we got our characters from point A to point B. They're movie ready again. So now we've taken Falcon and made him Captain America, and we've taken Bucky and we've made him slightly less remorseful Bucky, and we can throw them back in the movies. And
we gave him a haircut.
Seasons. Yeah,
got a new shirt and some pants.
When did Falcon and Winter Soldier go into development? Like, when was that? Like, we're doing this?
Probably 2019.
Yeah, because it was supposed to come out
late
after Black Widow, right?
Late 18, maybe early 19. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if we're looking at this, what was supposed to happen is that Black Widow was supposed to come out in May of 2020. Then it was Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to be around August.
September, yeah, now I remember
2020, and then WandaVision was always supposed to hit when it did. Like WandaVision, I think, was only pushed back like a month because they did all their filming already, and all they had to do was the special effects and stuff.
Yeah, and it shows with the Louis whatever Dreyfus, her character. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm gonna just call her Elaine from Seinfeld.
The Baroness.
Yeah, it shows because I think Clint. Yeah, you at least mentioned it last episode or the episode before, whichever one she was in before. Yeah, like we're just kind of getting her character shoehorned in. Not really her fault, or not really anybody's fault. It's just kind of like we needed something to come out, during these times before we can get like our movies back in.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah. So that was Captain America and Winter Soldier, and we have to wait at least 6 weeks for Loki to come out.
Boo.
6 weeks without a Marvel show.
Can I want to go on a slight rant here, and it's a very small rant. Can Disney Plus please release things on a different day besides like spread it out? Why does every streaming service release things on Friday? Why can't things be released on like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday? Because I'm gonna sit there and watch them all, and then I don't got nothing else to watch for no week. So space it out, guys.
No, you're right.
Space it out, please.
They just catch people on the weekend.
Because it's like they're trying to be like movies, but primetime television is not Friday night.
Yeah. So dumb. So dumb.
So now I gotta wait until Friday to finish Invincible, which I've been really enjoying.
I know, it's good.
That was what else I watched this week. Yeah, that last episode was probably the best in the show.
No, talk about flip-flopping. Ryan's like,
I know. I was like hating the show when it first came out. Now I can't wait. Miracles can happen.
I just need to know why he killed everybody. I need to know. I thought he was a sleeper agent, but apparently not.
Hold on. couple of us haven't caught up yet, so let's.
No, I meant, well, you've seen the first
Nothing's been
episode.
spoiled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you've s-
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we were talking about.
I know.
Don't you?
Everybody else dies.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No. Mark gets a girlfriend.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty much the rest of the show.
We got to move on though to our main review of this week, which was
Do we?
Oh,
sorry.
he beat me to it. I was gonna wait until he said Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Flawless victory.
I was gonna say, Ryan, squeeze in a line from the game.
Oh, I don't know the lines from the game. I just know the lines from the
Fatality.
movie that are definitely from the game.
Fatality.
Luke
Man, that's pretty good.
Wins.
Kano wins. Okay, so do I really need to go through the synopsis of this?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think we don't know what the movie's about.
You should go through
Okay.
the accurate synopsis.
The accurate synopsis. So MMA fighter Cole Young is no longer as good as he used to be, and somehow is like wrapped up into this world where there's a tournament that is being fought.
Man, I can't wait to get
Please.
to this tournament to see who wins.
Yeah, who wins? Nobody knows. But if we lose, the humans lose, or Earth loses this tournament, then the fires of Outworld
Yep.
will start to come into Earth and take over and enslave the entire world. So it's up to young Cole Young. Hey, look at that. To defeat the forces of Outworld. Yeah.
I think Matt wants to go last or first.
No, I mean, I don't really have that much to say. I don't think.
Let's call a spade a spade. This is like Kong versus Godzilla. If
Don't
you're
you
looking-
dare sully the name of Kong versus Godzilla. Take that back.
If you're looking for an Oscar winner, Ryan has a few that you could probably watch. This is not going to be one of those movies. The action scenes are decent, some of them. The actors are decent, some of them. I gave this like a 6, maybe, just for just to boost it. I mean,
just
give it
for
some
just for
confidence.
popcorn's sake,
Yeah,
we'll give it a
just for
6.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. If you're watching a good fight movie, yeah, okay. The special effects are not bad. They're not horrible. Do I wish that some of these characters had a little bit more to do instead of just being like, hey, remember this character? Now she's dead. Yeah, I do. But Sub-Zero was okay. Like Scorpion, like he's like the whole main plot point of this movie. Sorry to spoil this, but
I mean, the trailer does. Once you get 7 minutes into the movie, you're like, oh,
yeah. Yeah. So let's like have him do a little bit more than just be like, hey, I'm a figure in the background. Boom. I'm a figure in the background. But yeah, it's a 6 for me. Like that's literally all I have to say about this. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's I've said this before. It's not a god awful movie. There are worse movies. I would rather watch this than Artemis Fowl or Dr. Dolittle. But when I go into a Mortal Kombat movie, I'm expecting fun and bright colors. And I didn't get any of that with this because they decided to make Sub-Zero and Scorpion armored up samurais with no bright colors as opposed to like ninjas that I think they're supposed to be. Whatever. I don't even get to see Sub-Zero rip someone's head off. Literally the most iconic fatality. Not in this R-rated film. The build-up with Mr. Cole Young to his special ability was the lamest thing I've ever seen. Goro. Why does Goro look better in the old version as a clay model actor than he does in this CGI world?
come on, Matt. You're telling me that you didn't like the most exciting Mortal Kombat fight location ever, a darkly lit barn
I remember that's my favorite stage in Mortal Kombat 4, darkly lit barn. And it was like the writers had a list of things that they had to put in this movie, things they had to say, things they needed a fatality, they needed someone to fall, they needed something to get eaten by an animal or an animality, they needed to say all the catchphrases, they need to do all this. Fine, whatever. But the casting, how is the casting in the old movie better than this one? How? The only person I feel like they got right in this movie was Kung Lao. And I think that's just because he was the coolest looking character because he looked like he was from the video game, not these other fools. Yeah, 4 out of 10. If you want to watch a Mortal Kombat movie, watch either the 1994 version. It doesn't have any blood in it except for a little on someone's cheek, but it's fun to watch. If you want to watch an R-rated Mortal Kombat movie, watch the animated Scorpion one on HBO. Infinitely better. But I'll see the next one when it comes out. I'm sure I will.
Or the web series.
Or the web series.
The web series is pretty good.
Oh, and people always are flipping out about Kano's so awesome in this movie. The only reason he's so awesome in this movie is because everyone else sucks.
It's true.
He's the only one with any personality. Everyone else is like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, of course he's going to be awesome. He's the most entertaining thing in here.
Well, I think my review is going to pale in comparison, like those other characters, because Matt pretty much nailed all my points. The opening scene I think is, well, I don't know if I can't tell if you were saying that one was bad or if there's another scene towards the end that's bad. I don't know. I actually didn't think the opening was that bad. In fact, I thought that was one of the better moments in the movie. Like I thought that was kind of cool, but overall this movie is pretty bland. The character development, if there is such a thing in this, is absolutely, you get an F on this. It's 1 out of 10. It's so bad. And to your point, yeah, that's why I liked Kano so much, because he's so like outrageous and dropping F-bombs in this, which I've been on record saying that if I can avoid a movie with tons of profanity, I will. But in this, because I know that that's kind of it kind of goes with the environment, I wasn't like totally off-put by it. In actuality, I thought it was funnier, and I thought, yeah, this is very fitting for this character. And he made the movie for at least the first half. He's pretty hilarious. But yeah, you were exactly right, Matt. They had to shoehorn those phrases that are commonplace in every game. Somebody has to say fatality, flawless victory, somebody wins, and then other things, and it's just so like cringy because they're almost like perfectly spaced out. Like, all right, at minute 42, someone needs to say this. I don't care, you do it, and it's just dumb. I don't agree that every character is bland. The main character Cole absolutely is bland. So dumb. He's probably the worst character development overall. You think he's gonna? I don't know. Are we already going into spoilers or?
Yeah,
I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
How dare you spoil this amazing film for everybody who hasn't seen it yet?
Yeah, right. His character, like you
Cole
think
dies.
Yeah, right. You think he's gonna be like Scorpion, or at least I thought he was going to be like become Scorpion, but no, he just gets his weird like flesh rubber band looking
His Black Panther suit.
Yeah, he wishes.
His
And
onesie.
His onesie.
it's so
Which is just his top half, by the way. Did anybody else notice this? It's just from up forward. That was it.
Well, that's all Goro can hit, apparently.
Yeah, that's his. What do they call it? Katra? Kama?
His arcane abilities.
His
I don't remember.
animality.
Yeah, right.
But not really, because that's a
He's
thing.
so lame. I arguably am saying that he was probably the worst character in the entire thing, and he's the lead, so that's pretty shameful. He's so useless. Like, you think he's gonna end up being like, he's gonna find that hidden power, and then he grows this weird skin armor, and then he has these like, like arm nunchuck blade things. I don't know, and then he ends up still being useless, and then like his ancestor, who is Scorpion, has to be like raised from hell in order to save the day. And I'm just like, yeah, you are absolutely useless. The next thing we've kind of mentioned it was, so it's supposed to be a tournament, and this would have been much better. I say much better, who knows, if it was actually done as a tournament. It wasn't like,
Alex, you can't have a tournament because then you'd have to kill off some of the good guys. And they didn't want to kill off all the good guys, only the most entertaining one in there.
No, I disagree. You can kill off some good people and still be effective. Heck, in
That's
fact,
why, but that's why they didn't have the tournament. It's because then they'd be obligated to.
I don't know. So then some actors would be like, wait a second, I'm out of a job now. You killed me off. I don't know. Then they just come back and they resurrect them in the next one. Yeah. But anyway, that's my bugaboo about that. I don't. Yeah, I'd say some parts of it I still liked. Some of the action was good. I did mention that first scene. Part of the CGI where they have like blood like kind of gushing out as soon as like a blade is drawn like from the wound that they inflicted. It very, very unrealistically. Now, obviously, this is an unrealistic movie, but like he would pull the blade out, and it's like the same like little clip of blood was splattering from every time he was stabbing somebody. And it was not realistic at all. Like, I mean, obviously, again, it's not realistic, but I was like, that's poorly done. That's poorly edited. I don't like that at all. But then the rest of the movie, I didn't think was as bad. But yeah, you were talking about who's the green guy again with all the arms?
Wait, who?
Goro? Yeah, I don't know these characters. I'm kind of showing that I don't play these games. But yeah, he was god awful CGI. So bad. So bad. Yeah, 6 out of 10. I don't hate this movie. Like Matt said, there are a ton of worse movies to watch. But I don't know if I'd be rushing back to watch this / even have it in my list. Like if somebody gave it to me for $2, I'd be like, okay, fine. It's kind of like Justice League. I kind of have the same feeling about that. Not the Snyder cut, obviously. It's the original version, which we don't speak of anymore.
The Whedon cut.
The Whedon cut.
Yeah. Ryan, what'd you think?
He said a bad word. All right.
Earmuffs.
Yeah, I mean, you guys actually covered most of it. I was gonna do this whole little sarcastic bit about like, what, you didn't like Cole, and all my sarcasm's gone. Yeah, I mean, there were just so many really big mistakes in this movie. There's things that you come into it. Matt, you said it right. There's things that you come into a Mortal Kombat movie for, and what you didn't get in this movie was Mortal Kombat, or other than maybe 3 competent action sequences. The finale, where they're doing like most of the battles, so quickly thrown together with cross-cutting across every battle, it was like the most obvious, none of this matters while you're watching it. Liu Kang showing up just to deliver a solid 6 minutes of exposition and have nothing to do for pretty much the rest of the film. That's one of the things the original does really well, is they pick a character and they follow that character because they picked a character that existed instead of trying to create a new guy and have him be the character arc. Speaking of character arcs, if you're going to try to follow a screenplay format and you're going to have your character grow as a character, don't have him reach his character arc before your finale, because then you're left with raising somebody from hell to solve your character arc for you, or to solve your plot resolution for you. Minor characters should not be the ones to resolve the plot for you, and it's a mistake that the 90s film didn't make. So as cheesy as that film is, it's better in like almost every way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was mostly just kind of bored, and I mean, I gotta make sure I get his name. It's Josh Lawson. Yes. Lawson as Kano. Whether or not he's fantastic because he's the only thing with any charisma in the entire movie, or he's genuinely funny, I laughed at pretty much every single thing he said in the movie, and it single-handedly rose that movie from a 4 to a 5 because I was bored. He was on screen laughing, exposition bored, laughing. He betrays the group, and I'm bored for the rest of the movie. So I will give so much credit to him for carrying that movie for at least one act of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not it's because of the rest of the cast or not, because I think everyone does an okay job. Also, shout out to the worst Raiden ever. But anyway.
Yeah, most useless Raiden ever.
Yeah, I mean, Annihilation's Raiden was like, well, I can't do anything, so I might as well get a haircut and fight with you guys. Instead of being like, well, I can't do anything.
I can't.
I like the casting choice, but I do agree.
I can't do anything except transport people to wherever I want to transport them to.
Right? It's like, you broke the rules of Mortal Kombat. And he's like, well, the Elder Gods don't care. Neither do I. Continue.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. Can you imagine like a teacher going to a student and being like, you cheated. And then the student's like, well, the school board doesn't care. And the teacher's like, huh. And then walk away. Like, you have the authority.
I can't get involved.
Yeah. Gets involved. Yeah.
Gets involved.
And yeah, it's just not very good, not very inspired. And on top of that, I mean, I was really ready for like a hard R, and it only gets like a hard R maybe once, definitely once, maybe not much more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's his fatality.
Yeah, the flawless victory was that was pretty violent.
It's a very tame R.
Yeah, I was like, nothing else. You have a bad example. Do the opposite.
Well, with that R rating, you got all your F bombs from Kano. So
I was gonna say that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, you don't want like an NC-17 or anything like that, but
yeah,
useless.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I think like I'm not gonna butcher his first name, but the guy who plays Scorpion, Mr. Sonata, he's been in a lot of decent movies, and I think like you kind of wasted the one talent that you had in this movie for that first 7 minutes, and which was a good action sequence. I grant you that, but it's just like he's supposed to be Scorpion. Let him be Scorpion. Why do we have to keep this guy like a secret in hell for all these years? Like, resurrect him for some reason.
What's up with Sub-Zero just freezing people to walls? Why didn't he just murder that guy's family? Why did he just freeze them on a wall? He murdered Scorpion's family.
Because then it would have been quick ending.
I'm just saying. Doesn't make sense.
Well, we know Mortal Kombat's built on logic, especially this movie. So,
exactly.
No, I'm with you. A lot of things that just go out of their way to be a little ridiculous.
I really wanted I wanted the scene where the gym owner shows up and he's like, "What the hell happened in here? Why is there water everywhere?" That's what I wanted to see.
Who's gonna clean this up?
Just show him with like a mop. God damn.
It's cold in here.
And why does he pick Sub-Zero? It's like, I forgot what his name was. He's like, don't call me that. My name's Sub-Zero. All right, dude. If you want to be Sub-Zero, I guess you can be Sub-Zero.
What's his name? Bihan or something?
Bihan.
Yeah.
Bihan.
Yeah.
It was either that or Mr. Freeze.
Very nice to meet you. Talk about giving the cold shoulder.
Yeah, I feel like there was a subplot in here that we kind of missed. Like, why does he not like his name anymore? That was a little weird.
Because that's not his name in the game.
Because of convenience.
And I like how Outworld or whatever has won 9 straight tournaments. And they're like, we're gonna win this tournament by not playing in the tournament. I'm like, but you guys have won 9 straight. What are you worried about right now, dude? What are you worried about?
Yeah, if you were playing a World Series, you'd be home for 3 months already.
Yeah.
You're done.
They're
Also,
waiting for Mr. Cole.
They also give the impression, if I'm not mistaken, that Sub-Zero's already killed a lot of humans. So I can imagine Raiden's like sitting there like, oh shoot, lost half my fighters.
God forbid this was the important tournament.
Yeah, right.
I should have paid attention to this one. I forgot I had lost 9 in a row. Dang.
Why is he the only fighter too? Like you guys keep talking about this. Like he's like the only guy that like there's nobody else that could like defeat Sub-Zero.
No.
Because
He's the
they're
best,
compensating
man.
for things that they didn't do by overcompensating and having like, oh well, there wasn't enough Sub-Zero Scorpion fighting in the last 2 movies, so we're gonna make it all about them.
Cool.
And can I also say that I really, really hated the voice for Cabal? That was the most annoying sound I have ever heard. I don't know if it was a New York accent or what. Awful.
Who?
The guy in the black
The
suit.
bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Who was like swaying Kano to come back.
Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You are ugly. Yeah. And why are we giving Jax like those weak ass arms?
That's another thing. He's supposed to like have awesome arms, and then you gave him like those little things that you arm that you pick up trash with.
Yeah, a little
and you
picker,
squeeze it,
little
little
grabbers. That you get at like a Dollar Tree.
That's what
Boy,
you get.
isn't it super convenient that both he and Cole get their power-ups based on their personality traits, while everybody else gets like a laser eye or super punch arms.
No.
For fireballs.
Yeah. What if Jax, he's like got his little weak arms and then he gets the laser eye? You're like, damn it, I don't need that right now.
Or he grows 2 more legs, and he's like, really?
2 metal legs to go with his real legs. But he's still got the lame arms. Now he can just kick people.
Look, the only thing I could think of when that y'all ever seen Meet the Robinsons?
No, I haven't actually ever.
It's a Disney movie where like the guy controls the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he's like, I have a big head and little arms.
I remember that from the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that scene just popped in my head when I seen they put those little arms on him. I was like, wow.
I'm sitting there going, wow, that's what we're going with. I'm pretty sure Jax is supposed to have like big silver like metal arms, and now you got him looking like, I don't know, broken down C-3PO.
Right. This is C-3PO from episode 1.
Yeah.
Do we have any more thoughts on Mortal Kombat?
Also, I got one more thought.
One more?
We didn't mention, I'm glad
We're
Sonya
done.
got
What
her.
are you, the Oscars?
Yes. Did you know 3 out of 3 people died while watching this movie?
All right, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3.
No, but I'm just glad that Sonya got her powers and mastered the use of them. Just like that. That's all.
Well, yeah. At least it wasn't like some golden legs. Probably awkward. Anyway, that was Mortal Kombat.
Yay.
Yay.
No drugs.
Yes.
No crying.
Yes.
You'd have thought that would have been commonplace in this movie.
Well, Kano is a part of the Black Dragons.
Yeah. He is the Black Dragons.
He is the Black Dragons. So coming up next week, guys, we have Without Remorse with Mr. Michael B. Jordan. It is a Tom Clancy type movie. He doesn't play Jack Ryan, so I believe he plays John Clark, who is a SEAL, I believe.
He plays Ryan Jack.
Ryan Jack instead of Jack Ryan. And I want to say that he's like part of like some special SEAL team. Like he comes from Rainbow Six, I believe. It's been a while since I've read the books. So yes, Without Remorse, Amazon Prime next week. Do we have any other thoughts before we go? None? All right.
We're
Well,
all out of thoughts and sarcasm. I'm sorry.
and so is the movie. So I just want to thank everybody for watching and listening. Please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment. If you guys don't know, also, we can listen to us instead of watch us on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, and Amazon Music, wherever you want to get your podcasts from. So without any further ado, this meeting is adjourned. See you guys next week.